Okay, so it's time to discuss the Air Jordan 4 Retro Military Blue. We'll talk quality, the colorway, and yes, I'm passing. Oh yeah, and also the hair is done for the spring and summertime. If you're new here, I go through this transformation every single spring and summer. I don't have to deal with my hair just being all over the place when it's hot. This is so much more convenient, allows for amazing growth, and it's also just a really fun hairstyle. Okay, so this video actually sparked by a comment, so I really appreciate you guys when you engage. Be sure to subscribe if you like what you see. I very rarely actually ask people to subscribe, so you know what? If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. But Shariah Butler said, TJ, are you getting the military 4? Are you going after them? I just said simply no, I'm not. There's second response. Why? Oh wow, surprise, but shouldn't really be because you always tell us how to spend our money towards more important things anyways. Are you going to make a vid on why you're not copying? Well, you know what? This is my video on why I'm choosing to pass, but I would also just like to clarify more important things means just make sure you're taking care of your needs prior to your wants. So that's not to say that buying a shoe that you really love and is long awaited like the military blue 4 is for so many of you. That's not to say that I don't support you guys going after it. If you really love it and you've looked at, your income for the month when it will drop, which is May the 4th, so May the 4th be with you, especially on Sneakers app and everywhere else. But if you've looked at your income that'll come in for the month of May or even maybe leading up to April, I would say probably April, just kind of work that in. And okay, these are the fixed expenses I need to take care of, any minimum debt payments, saving and investing that I'm already doing. After that, the spending that comes after all of that, that's the fun. That's where it should be guilt-free. So the military blue 4, if you're buying it, should be guilt-free, but it should be something that you explicitly want for yourself, not because you see everyone else around on social media going after that. I understand it is the hot shoe right now, but let's be honest, the Air Jordan 4 Reimagined Bread was also the exact same way. So if you're not really moved to buy it, don't feel pressured to buy it. I'm not buying it. Okay, first up, let's talk quality. Now, one of the most respected in the game itself on sneaker YouTube, and quite honestly, when it just comes to being a historian of this game, Nightwing Chris. So he, on his video, said that he felt this was as close to the true OG shape as you could possibly get. And that meaning the shape from 1989, not what you've seen with the newer shape in the Nike SB4 Pine Green. I know a lot of you wanted that, and quite frankly, I wanted that for you on a Jordan 4. It just seemed like a better, more comfortable fit and build, but you're not getting that here. He appreciates the OG shape, but he was also very honest, and I think that's one thing we all appreciate about Chris. He's not going to patronize any of these brands because he doesn't have a reason to. He already said the comfort is not there. It's going to feel like a traditional 4 on your foot, and let's be real, 4s aren't really that comfortable in the grand scheme of sneakers, and certainly not in terms of retro. So expect the same comfort you get from other 4s, and it's not that comfortable. I mean, traditionally, I know to go up a half size whenever possible in the 4s I have, just to make sure it does have the best fit on foot. Now, for the women's Off-White Air Jordan 4, I will say Virgil did his thing in terms of it being a really comfortable pair to wear on foot. It's more cushioned around every part of the inside of the shoe itself, but that's not what you're going to get here. So just be mindful of that, but does have that OG shape. And when it comes, though, to the look of the shoe, I am personally not a fan of it. Like, it just doesn't wow me in terms of the materials they chose to use. And even when you look at the nubuck that's around the toe, the front toe area. So looking at the nubuck, I don't know. It's not wowing me. Now, if they chose to truly reimagine it, and maybe if it had suede with real texture there, then I don't know. Maybe I would like the shoe a little bit more. Not like it enough to buy it, and we'll get to that point later on in the video, but the shoe itself isn't wowing me, and I'm seeing a lot of people also say, just candidly, they think it's pretty bad quality. It just doesn't look like it's something they're excited to pay the price point for, and we already know Jordan Brand is taxing on retros, not even related to collaborations, and I have a whole video on that, because at what point will collaborations climb to about $240 by default? The point of discourse for the Military Blue 4 in 2024, the actual shade of blue used by Jordan Brand. So everyone is saying, well, this is as close to the OG in 1989 that you could hope for with the tint of blue used. Except a lot of people aren't happy with that blue. Now, it's up to each of you what you like in terms of the shade and the execution, because sneakers are subjective. And we'll get to why I think a lot of people are actually more inclined to want the 2012, let's say, versus the 2024 shade of blue itself. IMTC, like, I'll go ahead and throw his picture up here because he has the 2012 and the 2024, and it really put into perspective how different that blue is from what we saw in the last retro. I mean, listen, taking a look, I'm trying to figure out what it would probably go better with this jersey right here. If you guys know, the great Sylvia Fowles, I have her jersey. She is retired now. WNBA season is starting now. For all of these new fans who seem to think that people don't already support and attend games and buy the merch, no, we've been doing that. Welcome to women's basketball. It's been great for a very long time. Just please come in like you have some sense, all right? But it really does seem like it's this blue, and this blue is not like a one-to-one of this, right? It's not a one-to-one of this. So I certainly see why people may feel a way about the shade of blue. I think recency bias is the reason for individuals wanting 2012. They want something closer to 2012. Whatever you have as a point of reference in your mind, that's what you're going to cling to. And recency bias is going to tell you that 2012 retro, that's what people have in their mind as a true military blue 4. And I can't be mad at them about that. Whenever any little shade or tint is changed on a retro, people tend to want what they had previously versus maybe what an OG was. And I mean, we have to be real. A lot of people are newer to sneakers, so they weren't around in the 1990s to see what these pairs look like. So I would say give grace there, but also that's not what we do in sneakers. So my final point in terms of the colorway. Let's take a deep breath here. If you know that you want a stark white upper on this Jordan 4, because it's also not that. The box says off-white and military blue. If you know, though, deep down, you want a stark white upper and you want a lighter shade of blue, then that means the sneaker probably isn't what you want, and it is perfectly okay to pass on this sneaker. Now, I know, that's a foreign concept because heaven forbid you pass on something that every single person on social media is telling you that you must have it and don't sleep. I get that. But if it's really not what you want, it's not what you love, why on earth are you paying more than $200 on it? Finally, 3 reasons I'm passing on the Air Jordan 4 Retro Military Blue. Number 1, I've actually never been over the top about this. I understand it's an OG colorway, although he never wore it on court, but it never did a whole lot for me. It just didn't. It didn't stack up to the bread or black and red Air Jordan 4, aka black cement. It did not stack up to the white cement by any means, and I've never actually liked the fire red 4. I just haven't. So for me, it's always just been a white, gray, and blue 4. That's it. Number 2, I am brutally honest with myself. I wear every other retro number in my collection far more than I do the 4. Far more than I do the Air Jordan 4. And the one that I would probably wear most often would be the Off-White 4, and based on its colorway and the texture and knowing that I certainly won't pay resale if this pair gets messed up, I wear them on special occasions. So I should probably start wearing the other 4s that I actually own, such as the Levi 4, my White Cement 4, my Black Cement 4, my Canyon Purple 4, my UNC 4. I should probably wear those 4s more before I would ever venture into a military blue 4 that would just sit on this shelf. Number 3, candidly, I can't really justify the price that I would pay for this shoe. I mean, yes, I could get a grade school, but we all know how they tend to treat grade school retros. I mean, I've said I'm trying to shy away from even paying for grade school retros because of the quality of execution on them. So that means would I venture into a men's pair, I can tell you right now there is no fiber in my body that would feel okay or want to feel as if it's justified at the 200 plus price point I'm sure I would reach once it's all said and done with tax. I'm just not, and I feel that way about so many retros that are dropping this year. So it's nothing personal to the Air Jordan 4 Military Blue. That's just where I'm at in 2024. That being said, I'm sure I'm the outlier, the black sheep, the weirdo for passing on another must-have, a respectable retro OG. I'm sure I'm the person in the wrong for choosing to sleep on the sneaker that you've seen up and down your timeline. But then again, please just be sure if you want the pair, I'm wishing you all the best of luck on May 4th. That's the official drop date. A lot of you hit on the not shock drop on sneakers app, and congratulations to you if you secured your pair that way. I really hope that they come well executed, okay? You enjoy them on foot, you make the most of them. but also that they were in your spending plan for this month from April moving into May. You guys know that's what I always care about. And you know what? I'm okay being accountable to the things I really want and I love and I want to spend my money on, and the things that I just don't. For me personally, I'm okay being accountable to myself. Unlike Nike CEO John Donahoe, who refuses to be accountable for why Nike has lacked innovation in recent years. So you can be sure to check that video out either in the description box or I'm sure it's on the screen somewhere. I really appreciate you tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.